Good evening. We begin tonight with the municipal leaders from across the province gathering in the capital for the Association of Municipalities of Ontario's annual conference. Building and upgrading critical infrastructure are top of mind for many. And as CTV's Josh Marano reports, a summer of severe storms here in Ottawa is adding a sense of urgency for help from the provincial and federal governments.
3 damaging storms in roughly 6 weeks. Thousands of flooded basements, trees toppled, and power knocked out as Ottawa residents experienced the wettest summer in the city's history.
The 1 in 100 year storm is happening every second year now, and we're seeing the impacts a lot in Ottawa. So now we have to look at retrofitting, changing how we process water and wastewater.
In Ottawa, that could mean bigger underground pipes and rethinking where stormwater is stored and drained.
No one's here looking for pretty things. They want the non-sexy underground infrastructure so we could achieve what the governments want, whether it's federal or provincial.
The ask comes as more than 3,000 delegates from across the province gather in Ottawa for the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference, with infrastructure a major focus.
It's been a really, really tough summer on a lot of people, municipalities, but people in their homes.
When asked whether governments need to put more focus on infrastructure that can withstand increasingly severe weather, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Rob Flack, pointed to existing programs while leaving the door open to more support.
We've got programs in place, but obviously I know I'll be sitting down with Minister McCarthy and our team. We're always open to willing, again, to listen and learn.
Another avenue through a new federal infrastructure fund announced earlier this year.
We've launched the Build Community Strong Fund, which across Canada is $51 billion over 10 years and $3 billion before that. And there is some eligibility around stormwater and some of those components.
For Tierney, the money is only part of the equation.
We need some standard processes across the country, and that's why we're talking to ministers today. We're talking to federal ministers as well, and all of that, we have to come together. That's the only thing that's going to make this all work.
Josh Marano, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of the weather for this evening. A live look through our Centennial Glass Sky camera sitting at 17 degrees. Some light rain out in the Ottawa area, and that'll be continuing on for the overnight till about 3 or 4 in the morning. Here's a look at what's happening. Again, some showers overnight, a chance of more showers for your Monday. Looks like the sun will come out on Tuesday. So the next 24 hours doesn't look like it's going to be too dry. Some showers that we're looking at mainly in the overnight toward the morning and then clearing out toward the evening. 25 degrees could be the high, but again, rain in the forecast for your Monday. We're sitting at 17 degrees right now here in Ottawa, and again, showers overnight. Well, they were the worst earthquakes to hit Colombia this century. And earlier this week, a local cafe put out a call for donations, and the community answered. As volunteers are packing boxes bound for Colombia, CTV's Katelyn Wilson tells us they're hoping to bring relief to some of the hardest hit areas.
Thank you.
The journey to Colombia starts here.
There's people sleeping on the street, sleeping on the floor, babies with no toys, no diapers. They need everything right now.
Boxes of donations fill this back patio at Manotick's Encanto Cafe, filled with essentials. All of it heading to a country reeling from a 7.4 magnitude earthquake, killing more than 280 people and injuring thousands, with hundreds still missing.
We've been receiving a lot of things like clothes, food, animal supplies, baby supplies. So we are very, very happy because the community here in Manotick, Gatineau, Ottawa, has been amazing.
Juanita Botero's family owns the cafe. Her relatives back in Colombia live in one of the hardest hit areas. Some have lost their homes. Others are still waiting for help to arrive.
Some like small towns in our city and in other cities, it's like very difficult to get there because they don't have like good roads to go there. So that's where we are going.
With the support of a Toronto foundation, these donations will be flown to Colombia, hoping to bring relief to those who lost everything. And one of the places hit is Salento, the colorful town that inspired the cafe.
They don't have like the houses anymore, so it's been very sad because it was like a beautiful town, like very colorful, and it's like destroyed.
Each box is sealed and stacked. The donations will help replace some of what the earthquake took, but not everything.
I have some friends that lost their houses and their families as well. It's been very sad.
Katelyn Wilson, CTV News.
Well, a day of fishing turned into a rescue mission for Ottawa firefighters after a woman became stuck in the mud at a Canada pond this afternoon. Ottawa Fire Services say they received a 911 call from the woman's father around 3 o'clock reporting his daughter was trapped in Rebecca Pond in the South March Highlands Conservation Forest. The 27-year-old was fishing from a plastic culvert when she lost her balance and fell in the pond. And once on scene, firefighters were able to pull the woman from the mud in about 15 minutes. She wasn't injured but was assessed on scene by paramedics. After roughly 50 years in Ottawa, Stittsville's Carp Road Flea Market will be shutting its doors at the end of the summer. The owners of the building that hosts the market are selling it because of a long-term construction project in the area that will impact accessibility to the market. All booths operating inside the building will have until the end of September to sell their goods, and the owners say, weather permitting, the outdoor portion of the market can stay open every Sunday until the end of October. Long-term vendors say it's the end of an era, but hoping the flea market can find another lifeline.
It's going to be sad. We're all crushed, but at the same time, we're also looking at the silver lining. I mean, they have closed now twice. Both locations 20-ish odd years each, so who knows, maybe a third for another 20-ish odd years.
Well, in the meantime, some vendors say they will make the difficult decision to either close up their booths for good or try to get into another flea market like the one in Morrisburg or across the border in Quebec. Well, the city is counting down the days until Ottawa's newest live music venue opens its doors. History Ottawa's new state-of-the-art live music and entertainment venue is set to open to the public on Thursday, with the Wallflowers headlining the first ever show. Now, we're expecting to get a look inside the building on Rideau Street over in the Byward Market, so stay tuned for CTV News for that later this week. All right, coming up, we'll have an extended look at the forecast, and all things Greek continue tonight at Greek Fest. We'll take you there after the break. Oh, opa! The rain couldn't even stop those attending Greek Fest this evening over on Prince of Wales Drive tonight. Now, the nightly Zorba show is the main attraction, along with live music, the arts court, and incredible food and culture stealing the show. Greek Fest runs for another 4 days. That's starting again next week, Thursday, running until Sunday. All right, we'll take another look at what's happening weather-wise here in the capital. Some light rain scattered throughout the evening, and that'll continue on to start us off on our Monday. A live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Again, 17 degrees with that light rain here in the capital. Looking through the satellite radar, again, the system is over the Ottawa area and will be making its way through the area for most of Monday, and then things will clear out onto Tuesday. So here's how tonight's lows are shaping up around the region. 18 degrees here for Ottawa, 18 and 19 right along the Seaway as well, 16 degrees for Bancroft, 17 in the Pembroke area, 14 up and toward Kittigan-Zibi, but again, rain expected right across the region. 17 degrees for Gatineau, same thing for Petawawa, 18 degrees for Kemptville, 14 degrees for both Maniwaki and Mont Tremblant, 19 degrees for the Montreal area. Now, as for tomorrow's highs on your Monday, 25 degrees. Again, most of the rain in the morning hours should be clearing out toward the evening. 25 degrees here again in Ottawa, 25 and 26 along the Seaway, 24 toward the Pembroke area, 23 in Bancroft, 25 for Gatineau, 24 for Petawawa, 25 as well for Kemptville and Montreal. Again, we've got scattered showers right throughout the day. Here's how the week is shaping up. Monday doesn't look like it's going to be too dry, but Tuesday looks like it could be the best day of the week with sunshine in the horizon, 26 degrees the high there. And then we've got the mid to low 20s for the rest of the week, but we could have some off and on showers from Wednesday right through to the end of the week. Well, as defending champs, Atletico Ottawa playing in a big match this afternoon in their push for the Canadian Premier League playoffs. That's the winner! Surely that's the winner from Ralph Curry! Oh, well, Ralph Curry with an electric late-game goal for Atletico against Super de Quebec in Laval. Now, that would stand as the game winner, 2-1, the final score. Again, it was a late push for Ottawa, scoring both goals in this game late, roughly 7 minutes apart. The top 4 teams in the CPL make the playoffs. Ottawa currently sits in 4th in the standings. The club's next match is set for Wednesday night at TD Place Stadium, and that'll be against Vancouver FC. Canada's women's flag football team have qualified for the sport's Olympic debut in the 2028 Los Angeles Games.
But nonetheless, they got to get it in the end zone first, and here comes a Kemi Higa on 4th down. Higa end zone, no! Off the mark, looking for Madison Fulford, and Canada has done it!
What a defensive stop to end the game. The women won gold in the championship game at the World Flag Football Championships in Germany today. Now, the team, undefeated in the tournament, overcame an early deficit to beat the U.S. 27-20. Also, the seniors' men's national team earned a bronze medal, also securing its own Olympic berth to the Games in L.A.
This is a naloxone kit, so it oftentimes has the materials you need to intervene with someone who might be in opioid overdose.
All right, coming up, more on a new program in Quebec where paramedics are taking new measures to help prevent opioid overdoses. Paramedics in Montreal are taking new measures to help prevent opioid overdoses. It involves bringing naloxone kits directly to those who are at risk. CTV's Anastasia Dextrine explains.
It's a simple kit, but using it could be the difference between life and death.
This is a naloxone kit, so it oftentimes has the materials you need to intervene with someone who might be in opioid overdose.
The antidote works on brain receptors to restore breathing, and pharmacist Victor D'Souza says officials have done well to make it accessible. Naloxone is available without a prescription at pharmacies for free. And thanks to a new project involving Urgence Santé, Montreal and Laval paramedics can now provide kits to those in need on the ground. And the agency says they've already handed out roughly 20 kits so far.
If you open it up inside, you'll see that there's gloves, there's a face mask, and ideally there should also be 2 doses of intranasal naloxone. It also comes in an injectable, but the injectable dose can be a little bit trickier to administer. The intranasal dose is made to be very, very easy to administer, accessible. Basically, you hold it on either side of the nasal piston. You insert this part into the nose of the person. You can choose whichever nostril. If there is blood, try and wipe away the blood. And then, when ready, you activate it by pressing on this piston right here.
D'Souza says naloxone can be administered every 3 minutes until a person regains consciousness. According to Urgence Santé's Chief of Operations, Steve McDuff, there's a growing need. McDuff says in situations where Narcan is administered, the people involved are often unconscious and not breathing. And that's exactly what agency data shows. The number of people found unconscious or in cardiac arrest due to narcotic and opioid use in the Montreal area has trended up since 2022. Urgence Santé says paramedics administered naloxone itself 282 times last year. But this year, they've already administered the medication more than 200 times so far. While naloxone is effective, D'Souza warns that there can be side effects.
That reversal can be quite abrupt, so it can cause the person to have symptoms of withdrawal because it is doing it in such a strong manner.
That's why calling 911 and staying with the person is critical, even after naloxone is given. Anastasia Dextrine, CTV News.
Eriksson rises to the fore and to the top step of the podium. Eriksson wins on the streets of Markham.
Well, after a rough start to the weekend, the only Canadian stop in this year's Indy crossed the finish line in Markham today. Reaction from fans and drivers. Up next.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe,
where foodies love their sweets
and markets bursting with flavor,
wrapped up in waterways
and hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
But you're in danger. You just have to trust me. Fine.
It was another winning weekend at the box office for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The movie has now surpassed the $2 billion mark at the global box office, bringing in another $70 million across North America in its third week. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey also sailing strong, staying in second with $23.2 million in ticket sales. And At the End of the Street debuted in third with $21 billion. $1 million, that is. Well, it was a thrilling finish to the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy north of Toronto today. The checkered flag waved for Sweden's Marcus Ericsson, who took the lead with only 5 laps to go. CTV's John Woodward has more.
The Indy drivers running a gauntlet of fans, offering them high fives and signatures, including on young Jackson.
Oh, you guys signed for the first time.
PK signed his back for a signature.
Who'd you get to sign your hat?
I got a few people. I got McLaughlin, I got Dixon, I got Ericsson.
Swedish driver Marcus Ericsson, a previous winner of the Indy 500 in 2022, who stopped to tell us the new Markham track is an exciting challenge.
It's great. The track is really, really fun, very challenging. It's going to be a really good race, I think, a lot of action.
The new track almost a year in the making after the event moved from Toronto, where it had been held since the 80s. After delays in preparing the track on Friday, races on Saturday and Sunday went ahead, said Markham Mayor Frank Scarpitti.
Well, we started our engines over a year ago here in the city of Markham, getting ready for this race.
At this time, we ask all drivers report to your cars.
Scarpitti, as the Grand Marshal, was given the chance to make the iconic call.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the drivers were off, those in Ericsson's pit crew watching closely.
None of these cars go anywhere without a pit crew. This is pit lane. This is where a team of mechanics and technicians service these cars, often in just a matter of seconds.
There were 4 or 5 teams here last night till almost midnight, and we were one of them.
Ericsson's pit coach, Chris Snyder, prepping his crew for something new.
New track, there's just a lot of variables up in there. You don't know how this thing's going to flow.
Towards the end of the 90-lap race, it was Ericsson who slipped into the lead, the others trailing, and then
Ericsson wins on the streets of Markham.
The affable Swede talking about Markham's new track in the press conference after the race.
I love the track from the first lap. It's a tricky challenge as well because it's very easy. You get a little bit wrong, and there's no margin for error.
As Markham's first Indy crosses the finish line. John Woodward, CTV News.
All right, coming up, the Toronto Blue Jays, well, they have a friendly competition to decide the order of the team's fantasy football draft. We'll have those details after the break.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Employee pricing on now.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, let's take a look at your wake-up weather and a look at the 7-day forecast. Again, we got showers in the overnight to deal with. A possible thunderstorm as well. 20 degrees is what we're waking up to for your Monday morning, and rain pretty much off and on right throughout the day on Monday. Tuesday, things dry out a bit. We've got some sun in the forecast, 26 degrees, then more rain for the rest of the week. 24 degrees could be the high on Wednesday, 22 on Thursday, and then 26 both Friday and Saturday. Well, the Toronto Blue Jays, they got creative to determine the draft order for their fantasy football league with an idea that was sparked from starting pitcher Max Scherzer.
Last year we did the Army parachutes off the Rogers Center. That was pretty good, and so we were trying to come up with a new way to kind of do it. And I thought, hey, let's get the support staff on this. We'll see how hard. Let's see what these coaches. They talk a lot of trash too, so let's get them on the mound and see what it goes down.
All right, each team in the Jays Fantasy League was paired up with a member of the Jays coaching staff, and the fastest pitch by the coaches determined the draft order. Now, assistant pitching coach Sam Green threw the ball 90 miles per hour, landing the #1 spot for the team for Kaz Okamoto. It's pretty fast, pretty awesome there. The team also had to sort out the new commissioner because Dalton Varsho was traded a couple of weeks ago. Shane Bieber was elected the new commissioner. So it looks like they have a lot of fun on the Jays crew. We got to do our fantasy football league as well, so that's something in the next couple of weeks. All right, well, that's CTV News for Sunday, August the 16th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.